The Jeep Grand Wagoneer.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Apparently Jeep's latest creation that is the epitome of sophistication and authenticity, inspiring people to do things that I didn't even know cars could inspire people to do, like to dream and to dare.
To dream and to dare.
And even if you're not dreaming or daring, it'll inspire you to do that. Let's check it out. Now, before I dive into the new Wagoneer, if you guys haven't yet, be sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything new coming out on my channel. Also, if you guys really like t-shirts, I have a link in my description so you can go check out some of the t-shirts that I recently designed. Okay, so apparently in the last 60 years, no one has come even close to creating something remotely similar to the Wagoneer that was created in the 60s.
We invented the premium American SUV, and no one else in almost 6 decades has ever been able to get even close to that original and successful idea.
Although I think Cadillac, Lincoln, BMW, and Tesla, and a bunch of other people would say otherwise, no one has come close to what Jeep has created in the 60s. And it's in fact so classy, so nice, that even Jeep isn't even sure how to describe it.
Every touch point on the vehicle is meant to exude this artisanal thing, So you look at the backpack on the right of your screen.
A glass house on the ocean. New York, a beautiful snowy road in the Rockies. Custom-made boat.
I think is uniquely American.
There are incredible yet useless features in the Grand Wagoneer. For example, you can see in some of the shots of the inside, you can have a fireplace on the inside of your car so you can be relaxed. There's a special design on the edge of the shifter knob so that you can feel the class as you're driving.
You just touch it, you can feel those serrations on the side.
There's also a special relax mode.
You just park somewhere and relax, and the Aurora Borealis shows up. So you and your Wagoneer almost become like an escape pod.
You can turn on the northern lights inside your car and relax, while it's parked, of course.
Nothing shorter than the labor of love.
But it was a labor of love.
So at least for me, still being in college and in my 20s, I see the Wagoneer as being excessive and having a lot of useless features. However, I do understand that it's not really geared towards me. But I still think there are some useful features, some cool things that Jeep is doing with the new Grand Wagoneer. Among some of the things they mention is that they're focusing on using sustainable materials for the inside of the car. So they're using special leathers. I think it's Thrive fabric carpet for, obviously for the carpet. And they're using raw aluminum, they're using wood. So they're using these materials to have less of an impact on the environment, which I think is cool. They also said there are 3 4x4 systems. I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to mean. However, my best guess would mean that it has a 4 high and a 4 low, and that there's a passive 4-wheel drive that Fiat Chrysler has been doing a long time with their larger vehicles, where it's mostly in 2-wheel drive most of the time, but you can turn on the 4-wheel, or it'll turn the 4-wheel drive on by itself when it senses the need. They also say it's going to have a quadra-lift air suspension. I'm not entirely sure what quadra-lift is supposed to mean, but I imagine it gives it a smoother ride. I know larger vehicles like buses have air suspension stuff on there, so they have that going for them. They also say they have independent front and rear suspension. Now, again, they didn't really explain what this is supposed to mean, but I imagine what it means is that there are individual axles for each wheel, allowing each wheel to move independent of the other ones, which, again, isn't all that new either, but still cool. They also mentioned that it's going to have unmatched towing and performance, but unlike the new Wrangler 4xe, they give little to no, there are no details on what they're going to be putting in as far as powertrain. All they kind of hinted at is that it would have the same towing capacity as a pickup truck. Considering the only pickup truck that the FCA produces is the Ram 1500 and above, I imagine that's what they'd be basing the powertrain on. And there are a couple articles that said they'll likely be basing the new Wagoneer, at least on the Ram 1500 base.
And this concept also has a green soul, featuring a plug-in hybrid electric powertrain system, It provides absolute and quiet open-air freedom while taking performance, 4x4 capability, fun-to-drive experience to the next level.
So after all this, you may be asking yourself, is the Wagoneer for me? Is a small checklist, do you golf?
The Wagoneer driver would rather go golfing on the finest courses.
Number 2, do you sail or own a sailboat?
Or cruising on their sailboat.
And 3, did you grow up in the 60s and 70s? Or are you over 50?
To your childhood. Chances are, you'll find one.
So, if you answered to one or all of those questions, the Grand Wagoneer might just be for you.
Wow.
Anyway, so there are my thoughts on the new Grand Wagoneer. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you guys haven't yet, be sure to subscribe. Like I mentioned, if you guys want to get yourself a t-shirt, I have a link in the description. And as always, thanks for watching.